Thank you guys for joining me. My name is Madar from Food and Fragrances. Today I got an awesome video, a video that actually kind of pertains to all of us that collect fragrances or enjoy fragrances. It's how to optimally test a fragrance so that we give it the best chance, the best opportunity for it to shine, for us to understand, and then determine if it's going to come into our fragrance wardrobe. Now, I know we all get excited when a new release comes out, or we all get excited when that bottle of something that we want to smell is available for us to either A, sample in person, or B, sample through decants or samplers. So, what would be the best way to get that fragrance into your fragrance wardrobe? Well, let's play my music, and when that's finished, we'll talk about some strategies that I've concocted that may be the best way to actually understand the fragrance. Thank you guys again for joining me. My name is Madar from Food and Fragrances. If you stuck around for the intro, then you know what this video is about. If you don't, basically what I want to go through is I want to go through the best ways to test a fragrance from what we're presently doing right now to what we could potentially do better to help us understand if a fragrance is right for us. So without further ado, we won't be highlighting key bottles or things like that, but the behaviors that I've been seeing is definitely something that I should talk about and maybe give a little bit of a pathway on how to do it better. So let's talk about the first method, and the first method is a tester strip. Now, we all know what tester strips look like, right? And again, I promise you, I do not put my tester strips in a bag. I got this from Henry Jacques, which is a very high-end, luxurious fragrance house. And this is the way that you get to sample their fragrances. They actually dip them in oil. They package it up in this individually. They send like 5 or 6, depending on like your conversation with the SA. And they send it to you like this. Now, I've gotten this package about 7 to 8 months ago, and this smells so good. It still smells so good. But with the thought process and theory behind it, it is dipped in an oil, so it must retain it much better. But either way, that's not what we're here about. Anyways, pretentious as hell. This is a tester strip. We're all familiar with this. You get this at Sephora, you get this at Hudson's Bay, you get this wherever you go. You might even get it at your friend's house, whatever the case may be. Now, if you watch other YouTubers, they'll tell you that a test strip is not the same as your skin or the skin chemistry that you have. It's always best to test something on your skin. But test strips aren't all that bad. It kind of helps you understand if a scent is worth giving the skin treatment, right? Because this is going to be very limited. You go into a store, you got tons of these. You could just kind of spray it and you write and move on about your way. But you still want to give a fragrance the right type of attention, because on a test strip, it will kind of turn out a little bit more bland, meaning that you're not going to get the full essence of a fragrance. And what I do see a lot of people doing is they take this test strip, they pull it out, they grab their fragrance, they go spritz, spritz a couple of times, wave it a couple of times, and then that's it. And they're like, nah, this isn't for me, throw it away. But my suggestion in this situation is try switching up the method, right? You got it right. You're going to give it a couple of sprays. You want that juice on the test strip. Yes. Wave it off, let that alcohol dry, because you don't want the alcohol interfering with your relationship with the oils. So once the alcohol dries, which should happen fairly quickly, take it up to your nose. Give it a bit of a smell, okay? What this is going to do, this is going to primarily give you some of the notes that kind of constitute the fragrance. You're going to get an idea. Is this a fresh scent? Is this a deeper, richer scent? Is this a gourmand scent? Is this a lavender or floral type of scent? Okay, you got that out of your mind. There's a lot of categories, but the categories are very broad. Now, my thought process and what I actually do when I utilize a test strip is I inhale, exhale on the test strip through my nose, which will allow the test strip to heat up very lightly, unlocking a little bit more nuance in the sense, and without the test strip leaving my area of nose, I guess, I inhale again. So inhale, exhale, inhale, and kind of take your time with it. So sort of like that. And what that's going to do is it's going to unlock a little bit more depth with the scent. You're going to get an understanding now of the scent profile and if it's something that you might like. And if it's something that you might like, it may constitute the next stage of skin wearability. Now, with that being said, before we even move on to that, give this method a try. Really, give this method a try, because when you actually bring a little bit of heat to the scent, it'll kind of flourish a tiny bit. It'll unlock a little bit more than what you smell, because again, test strips, they'll mask a little bit of the scent. You won't get the full nuance of what the scent can do. So, heating it up naturally, where it's not kind of like a degree that's really hot and will destroy the molecules or whatever, just a natural heat element, it'll actually allow the scent to flourish a tiny bit, allowing you to maybe see if it's worth getting to the next step. Now, with that being said, the next step I see a lot of people doing is taking a scent, and I guess I'll use this as my scent of the night. This is Tom Ford's Ebony Fume. Really like this fragrance. I ended up getting this with one of my orders, so, you know, whatever. I've smelt it before. I do like it. Take a look at this atomizer. Beautiful. And again, we're just going to let the alcohol kind of die down. And what I see a lot of people doing is right over here, back over here, testing the scent, which again is fair. It's fair because you get the nuance of your skin chemistry, you get the nuance of the scent, you get a lot more depth, a lot more profile. But again, to kind of conjure up a thought process and say, I've experienced the scent, this is not a possibility. It's beautiful, it smells nice in the air, you do get a little bit more depth of it, but if you wanted to add it into your fragrance collection and you were seriously thinking about that, this is probably not the best way to do it. Now, with that being said, think about it this way. You want to watch a movie, maybe an action movie, maybe an atmospheric movie, whatever type of movie. You got the movie playing through your TV speakers, right? This is like this. This is your TV speaker. It's going to be very one-dimensional. It's going to be very direct, right? You're not going to get the depth of a wearing experience, but you'll still be able to enjoy it. You'll still be able to catch nuances of the scent, and it may smell amazing to you, and or it may smell like it's not good enough, right? Or it might be weak. Now, is it really fair to give this the type of attention a scent deserves where it's very one-dimensional? In my opinion, no. And what we want to do, going back to the TV experience, is equip this with a sound system, whether it be a subwoofer, a soundbar with a subwoofer down below, or a soundbar with a subwoofer and two rear speakers, to immersify yourself in the sound of a movie, just like you want to do with a scent. So to fully experience a scent and test a scent, especially if you're giving it full consideration for your wardrobe, my recommendation is to wear the scent, and to wear the scent as you normally would. Now, my spray routine, the way I like to do it is I'll go behind the ear, on the neck, right? Rear speakers, front speakers, and I'll even get one a little bit down below. Like, I'm not Cuba, right? I'm not gonna go ball sprayer, but just like around the stomach area. And I'm gonna create this atmospheric feeling for this scent, right? Because what's going to happen is the more I move around, the more I kind of heat up certain areas of my body, the scent is gonna unlock a three-dimensional type of feeling, right? Some areas are gonna heat up a little bit more, which is gonna unlock a little bit more of the scent. You're still gonna maybe have a few top notes, right? Maybe on a different side. It all depends on how your body takes the scent and heats up the scent, which now will allow you to determine, does it work with my realistic skin chemistry, the way that I move, the way that I interact with the world, the real life world, right? And what that's going to do also is the more you spray of a scent, the more of the scent you are going to get, which means it'll allow you to really kind of understand the scent, the way that the scent was meant to be worn. And if it's something that you like, then boom, you got a winner. If it's something that really doesn't work for you, you'll be able to understand if it doesn't work for you, whether it be longevity, whether it be the projection and the sillage, right? The weather, how it fits with, maybe your landscape. Where I'm at, I'm in Toronto. I'm lucky. I got 4 seasons. Whereas if you're in LA, you only got heat. You're in Miami, you only got heat, right? So you want to maybe stay away from sickly sweet scents. So you allow this atmospheric type of environment, just like how you would wear a scent, allow you to determine whether this scent is for you or not. That's how you test a scent. That's how you figure out the real quality of a scent, right? I do enjoy Tom Fords. Not many, but I do. And when I do, you get to understand why they're really good and why they're really talked about. Ebene Fume, I think, is wonderful. It's a beautiful scent. It's really comforting. But there's other scents in the Tom Ford line that I just wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, right? Like the cherry one. I don't even know the name anymore. I just don't care about it, right? So give the way that you test scents a little respect, in a sense, right? Make sure that you give it the attention it deserves so you make an educated decision. My biggest thing about this fragrance community that I hate is buying and selling. Well, no, okay, buying, I'm not gonna lie, I like buying. Kind of hate it now, but I do like buying. But selling, I hate selling. I hate selling. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate knowing that if I got a scent, I'm probably gonna take a loss by selling it because of impatience. And impatience is created because there's other needs and, wants that you may want, right? And you just want to flip something quick. You don't have the patience to wait because you want whatever you want quicker. So I hate selling. I just hate it. So figure out if a scent is good for you, which now leads me to my next discussion, decants, right? When we're testing a plethora of scents, and again, when I'm saying you're testing a scent and you're really thinking about buying a scent, I understand the excitement of getting multiple scents and saying, okay, I'm going to spray Ebene Fume here. I'm going to spray Henry Jocks over here. I'm going to spray Argo's Love Triumphs over War over here. I'm going to spray, I don't even know, Grise Dior over here. Sure, yeah, you're going to get the speaker, right? You're going to get that whole, okay, this is this is this, but you're also going to get a mix up and mash up of scents. And even though it may smell great when you're concentrating that type of relationship with the scent to you and bringing it to you, force feeding it to you, when you get the bottle and you spray the bottle and you don't get that same type of concentration to you, you're going to be disappointed. It's going to lead to you saying, maybe I shouldn't have bought this, right? And then you flip it and then you lose money. And the more times you do that, it adds up, right? So what I also encourage is if you are getting decants, spend individual time with the scents, right? I understand the excitement of wanting to put 4, 3, 2 different scents on, but no, individualize it. individualize it, get a good idea of what you want to buy and if it works for you. So that leads me to our next discussion. What is the optimal size to really test out a scent? Now, if you're really in consideration of buying something and you know a couple wearings will get you to the decisive point, 2 to 3 mLs, right? It's a little small, but 2 to 3 mLs will be more than enough. You'll get about a good 10 wearings out of 2 to 3 mLs. And that should be good enough for you to understand if this scent is meant for you. You might even just make the decision after 2, 3 wearings, quite frankly. Now, if you're more in the market, you don't know, you really want to test things out. You really want to, kind of wear something, but then compare something and then go back and make sure. And that's fair. You could do that and even have something that may last you a little bit lengthier of a period of time. 5 mLs. 5 ml is good. I technically wish I got this. This is a Le Labo Matcha 26. I wish I got this in 2 mLs because as soon as I smelt it, as soon as I wore it, and I realized what I was getting out of it and the type of circumstance that I use it for, I didn't have a need for 5 ml. I ended up getting the bottle because the bottle is situated to what I like in a fragrance. It's soft, it's elegant, it's office friendly, right? It's something that doesn't necessarily need to last a whole long time, but when I have it on, it's a nice calming wearing. I like that. I like that a lot. So Matcha 26, I got in 5 ml and I wish I did smaller. But if I was comparing this to something else and I really wanted to kind of stretch out the wearings to just make sure, because these fragrances are not cheap, right? You go 5 ml. Now, I got 10 ml as a gift with a purchase, okay? For me, I don't like 10 ml samples because it's not necessarily a sample. For me to make a decision on a fragrance, I won't need 10 ml. And majority of my 10 mls that I have sitting off in the corner over there are generally untouched and unused. And I may have full bottles of already, right? And that's after 2 to 3 mls worth of testing. 10 mls, generally, if I like the scent, but I know that I probably won't get the bottle, I'll keep a 10 ml around, right? That's just kind of how I assess things. And then unfortunately, again, given the size of the collection, me going to my 10 mls, I hardly touch them. It is what it is. They're sitting there. Now you got to be careful because some of the 10 mls that come through, like this one, this is a crimp bottle, is improperly crimped, meaning that there's an air pocket here, meaning that over time, this will evaporate. Luckily, I have a crimp device, so I'll just push that down myself. But you got to be aware, sometimes, depending on the quality of the bottle and air getting in, the scent will evaporate and you'll end up losing a couple mls due to evaporation. So you got to factor that in. That's why I'm not really too privy to 10 mls, but if people like them, they like them. It is what it is. You do you. You know how you interact with scents. But in my honest opinion, I think the sweet spot is 2 to 3 mls to test, to make that decision. 5 mls if you need a little bit more time. I think 10 mls a little bit, you're pushing it too much. But if you really, really like a scent, but you just don't want to buy the bottle, 10 ml will do you fine. You'll understand, especially if you have a collection. I'm not even saying this large. You don't got to have a collection this large. But even if you have 20, 25, 40 bottles, which a lot of people do in the fragrance community, 10 mls will run you a very long time, to the point that you may even forget that you have it and you might even just not wear it. So kind of think about it that way. So that really concludes the thought process of this video on how to test fragrances. Hopefully this brings some value. Let me know down below your method of testing fragrances, if it differs from mine, and what you like about it. And I'd love to give what you guys do maybe a shot on my own. So without further ado, I just want to say thank you guys always for the support. The channel has grown quite a bit, and I do love each and every one of you. I do message and comment on a lot of, actually all my comments that I get. So please keep it coming. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you show love, like, share, and comment below. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Much love. Peace out. Take care.